In this battle, we're taking on Wild Wolf 7006. Shout out to them actually. As I was having some difficulty actually finding someone to battle, and they did join the Coliseum. So this is most likely going to be the first video I drop with this team, and I'm sorry if I mess anything up, pronunciation, or just like I don't even know, because it's like 11 p.m. so my brain ain't working. But this is my new Mega Aggron team here. Well, actually, let me disclaim too, it's kind of temporary because as you can see, a lot of these Pokemon are lesser used Pokemon, and that's mainly because they're just not really that viable. But I thought it'd be fun to put the spotlight on some other underused Pokemon a bit before I actually try and get some competitive teams going. And these could actually be pretty competitive. I'm not too sure. Just kind of try it out. I put some stuff together that I thought would be fun. And y'all let me know in the comment section below if you actually enjoy that type of stuff. But anyways, the plan actually is to lead here with the Aurorus. It really kind of functions as a lead Pokemon, as you would imagine. That's a really cool shiny. I don't know if that's a reskin or just like they just changed the shiny for this game specifically, but I definitely do mess with it. But Aurorus, at least in the newer generations, it functions more as a lead Pokemon. It's interesting because it doesn't really normally get Aurora Whale. I don't know if that's really in all the Brick Bronze games. I have access to it because I have move commands. But it was added in Gen 8, so we can actually use it. And what you do is you have Focus Sash, and you can set up your rocks. Then you can paralyze, or sometimes this Pokemon gets Encore, so you can kind of prevent setup sweeping. I think T-Wave is a good enough move for that, and even Aurora Whale. And actually, considering I'm running Aurora Whale, I might switch out the Focus Sash and actually give it like a light clay. That might help out a bit more. Let's go ahead and start by setting up our Aurora Whale. It looks like we actually outspeed the Dragalge, so this might not be a fully competitive-minded set here. Yeah, we can eat those hits up. It does have quite a good amount of bulk. Let me actually check the EV investment. I forgot. Well, let's first. We're probably gonna paralyze him. Actually, no, I'm gonna get my rocks up. That's a little bit more important. So never mind. Actually, we don't have HP investment really. That's alright though. That's something that y'all can consider adding. But I mean, I guess we have the speed, so we can actually get attacks off because it's not meant to really live hits with a Focus Sash. I guess that actually adds up. Let's go ahead and get our T-Wave out. Yeah, I mean, you could also switch that out for Urpog if y'all want more coverage. I mean, even Encore. There are a lot of options. It does have a pretty cool move pool. Unfortunately, though, not really. It doesn't really get any good Rock Stab. Like you can run Ancient Power, but that's honestly not that great. I wouldn't recommend it, but y'all could try that. But I mean, normally you run Ice and then you run Ground and maybe even Freeze Dry if you want courage. That can definitely be offensive, although it's just not that good because its typing is absolutely terrible defensively. It doesn't have any speed, and its offensive stats aren't really that great. Like 99 special attack is honestly kind of on the weaker end. I mean, it still has hard-hitting moves, but maybe we would switch to HP and the special attack, or even just like honestly switch one of these stats for speed. It'd be a little bit better. But you know, it is what it is. It's definitely a cool looking Pokemon. We got our rocks up. We could actually bring Aurorus in a couple more times later in the game, but I just feel like attacking just to see the damage output. Yeah, it's honestly not that bad, although not that great either. If you're looking for more power, I'd personally recommend considering Hyper Voice and Refrigerate. I think it's actually a little bit stronger than Blizzard. Yeah. And we got burned, unfortunately, but you know, at this point, I don't think Aurorus is going to be living much longer. Looks like the snow's actually out too. I'm just going to switch. There's no reason for us to stay in. He's going to go for a Lava Plume. We could technically get Dragalge in. And Dragalge is definitely a bit interesting. It's kind of like also an entry hazard Pokemon. But it has the ability to dish out extremely powerful attacks, and that's because it has this ability called Adaptability, which it gives you a 1.5 times multiplier in stat moves, And if y'all don't know how stat moves work, it's called same type attack bonus. So if you use any poison and dragon moves, you get a 1.5 times damage boost. And that happens with all Pokemon, but with this ability, that's basically doubled. So you get another stacked 1.5. So Draco Meteor Draco Meteor and Sludge Wave hit really hard. You had that coverage and Focus Blast for steel types, of course. And then you can also pressure out with Toxic Spikes. So, I mean, it definitely does have a lot of offensive potential. And we have a Dragonium Z on this. Now, of course, you know, there are specific Pokemon that hard counter this. Like, I know Mawile is one of those because it resists both of the attacking moves we have here. It's still a pretty fun Pokemon to consider. Let's get our spikes set up as well. And yeah, Dragalge probably won't be able to switch in again because of the Star Rocks. But when we get a chance later, we're gonna try and maximize the use of our entry hazards with Pangoro, which is meant to function as a sweeper. So he goes into Rayquaza here. Honestly, not the smartest move because you never know if I'm actually gonna dish out an attack. Now, I guess it made sense there. He probably isn't really thinking about it, and I doubt he's really ever faced Dragalge before. Like, you know, this could hit hard. Even if I went for a Sludge Wave, that's gonna deal a lot of damage to Rayquaza. So personally, I would not recommend that move. Now this could be difficult, although what's also interesting about this team, it really revolves around Mega Aggron here, which is like the defensive backbone. We're running some special defensive investment here, but how it works is that it takes on most of the physical threats out there in the meta. Now, of course, there are ground types, and that's what Talonflame is kind of sort of there for, but then of course it has that problem where a lot of ground types have rock type coverage, so you're gonna have to be kind of careful. And it does have filter when it mega evolves, that kind of helps it with that matchup. And I also will probably invest into different Pokemon at some point later, just so that we can actually you know, get a competitive edge. But for now, we're working with what we got. Okay, Dragon Descent is kind of crazy work, not gonna lie. We probably took that hit better from not mega evolving, just because we had that card resistance. We could even try going for a sweep right now, I'm not gonna lie. Do kind of like that idea. But Aggrons, I did forget to mention it does have Curse. And before I was trying to run another set, it's kind of hard to get access to Curse. I'm pretty sure you need to breed for it, and then you need to do that for Sleep Talk as well. So it's definitely not an easy Pokemon to really get a hold of, but we're gonna see soon if that's actually a set we're trying to get. But this Pangoro is a bit interesting. I didn't get a chance to explain it, but it's running Sauce but Coffee. So potentially at the end of each turn you can get a speed boost, and if you do get a speed boost in the Sports Dance, you can deal massive damage. And then you have Drain Punch to recover HP, Poison Jab is coverage, and Knockoff, which is probably your main, or I'd say Drain Punch is, I don't know which is stronger actually between the two. Knockoff can generate a lot of value, especially in bulkier switch-ins too. Like, let's just say someone goes into like a Manda Buzz, which can kind of force, or not really, it can't really force out Pangoro too easily. Unless it has Brave Bird, but in a matchup like that, if you get a knockoff, it can still be high value. I guess Toxapex would be a better example. Anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and Mega Evolve and actually do something. Let's just Heavy Slam. I don't believe I mean, I like Aggron, but I want to try and give Pangoro a bit of the spotlight. So I will be getting a lot more chances with Aggron to go for a sweep in the future. So I'm not too worried about getting there right now. And I probably will actually use Talonflame as a pivot. As bad of an idea as that might be. Okay, he has Overheat, which is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. So I guess there it actually did benefit us that we didn't try and set up. So here I think we just Talonflame and U-turn now. Or actually we can't really do that because he can always just go for his Dragon Ascent. So I'm actually just gonna go for a Brave Bird. And now let me explain Talonflame too. It's really interesting. And I actually might use this in some of my competitive teams. Gale Wings is a really good ability, and it really depends on if this game has updated it to the Gen 7 mechanic. Because in Gen 6, Gale Wings gave Talonflame priority at all levels of HP on all flying type moves. So you can get priority Roost and priority Brave Bird like this, and then you didn't really have to fully invest in speed, and you can put some more investment in attack. So basically, that's like probably the strongest priority move in the game, other than like Extreme Speed and maybe Sucker Punch. from certain Pokemon. But Brave Bird is a great priority move because it, does a lot of damage to a lot of the dangerous threats in this meta, like Kyogre. I mean, I guess Sucker Punch could too, but I definitely enjoy this because it's a little bit more unique. However, if it's running the Gen 7 mechanic, it wouldn't be near as good because in Gen 7, if you're not at full HP, you don't get priority on Gale Wings, so it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. And I don't know why they made that change, honestly, because I mean Talonflame really wasn't that broken in I mean, it was OU, but that didn't mean it was that amazing. And actually, we're gonna pick up Marsh out of here. I don't know what he's doing. He might not be aware of Gale Wings. I think he's trying to go for a Shadow Sneak here, but we're gonna outspeed because we have that priority. So yeah. That is unfortunate, and we live too, so I definitely feel bad for him. I mean, Talonflame can really dig a hole into your opposition's team if he gets a chance. So here, we could even just switch out. We might just try and go for the 6-0, to be honest. I feel kind of guilty doing it, but I also don't really see why not. Although we don't really have a good switch in to Lucario. It's like Steel and Fighting does kind of counter my core here with Florges and Aggron. So it's definitely a bit tough. Maybe I just take my damage. Yeah, so I mean, if I take my damage, we die, and then I can probably bring in something else. Although that's will be a flaw to see. Once Talonflame goes down, it does have a speed problem because these Pokemon are relatively in the slower end. So maybe Sticky Web support might be pretty useful, because then if you have that, Pangoro with one speed boost will be able to sweep the whole metagame, or at least outspeed the unboosted metagame. So it's that. Let's just Brave Bird and just take our damage. Yeah, he's gonna Mega Evolve, so that probably tells me he has more offensive investment rather than any defensive investment. So we should get quite a lot of damage out of this. And we also get priority, so if we had like Vacuum Wave or Bullet Punch, it wouldn't really matter here. Yeah, that is really good damage right there. We'll definitely take it. Yeah, nah. It's tempting to test Aggron, because with Filter it actually should eat up super effective attacks that are on the physical side. Although, I mean, this is adaptability close combat, so I'm not too confident in Aggron's abilities there. Although it's tempting, I mean, I will say that. Maybe Dragalge. Yeah, Dragalge makes a good amount of sense here. I might just drop a Draco, actually, instead of Focus Blast. Well, actually, let's just check the accuracy. Yeah, definitely a Draco Meteor on this. It's okay if you lose some special attack. He's gonna Ice Punch. Pretty sure we lit. Oh, Iron Tail. Okay. Oh. Uh-oh. We might just get Reverse Swept right here, not gonna lie. Maybe I should have been smarter with the Talonflame. Come to think about it. Or actually, we can... Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up our Hail, and then we're gonna go into Florges, and we're gonna Protect. Man, I hope this actually works. This is not going well. And if he happens to make a bad move, we're just gonna Aurora Veil. It's higher value, I'd say. He could miss. He doesn't. It's okay though. Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. We're now banking on the Hail, and it's probably not gonna do enough, quick enough at least. So I'm gonna have to. I'm probably gonna back everything on Pangoro here to win the game for us. Because we get one-shotted with Florges, like there's no way we live an Iron Tail from this Lucario. Right, yeah, actually what I could do what's smarter is to switch out into Aggron on this. And then we get another turn of Protect. Hopefully the Hail lasts long enough. Yeah, this feels kind of... it's a bit desperate, but I mean that's the problem with these lower viability teams, because I mean you can snowball real quick when a Pokemon like Lucario comes in. Okay, he gets one more life, so I'll let him have Aggron. So then at least I have Florges and Pangoro. Yeah, he might expect another switch. Yeah, there we go. We got him on the Predict, although we're gonna die anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The snow is now actually gonna bite us back for sending it up. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't think we really get a chance to have got a rest off. His Aggron is pretty slow. Although it would have been nice to have had that if we could have. It's alright though. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he has just one more Pokemon left. So I mean, hopefully we can beat it here with Pangoro and Florges. If not, that's kind of tough. Okay, Gallade is not good. Although I think Florges beats it 1v1 with knockoff. This depends on how he plays this. We're just gonna knock off. So that's gonna give us a lot of damage. Yeah. Or do I? Yeah. Let's go for it. He might outspeed. So he doesn't actually outspeed, which is good. Oh. That's not fun. Okay, so it looks like this is actually not that dangerous. I thought it was a little bit worse. This is a special set right here. So probably a playthrough team. It's crazy though. Because, I mean, dude, that Lucario... Okay, so the Sauceball Coffee did kick in. It doesn't really matter now, though, but, you know, it's still cool. Let's just finish off with a Drain Punch. Yeah, that right there is going to be GG. Actually, a tight game. It should have not been tight, but, you know, definitely interesting. Yeah, GG. GG right there.